I don't put it too close to the fire. I wish I had Mum and Dad.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So, my name's I'm the captain here at Scoresby. Today we're going to do a bit of a demonstration about how fires act in like a wildfire environment. So when I say wildfire, that's stuff like up in the hills, up in the Dandenongs or out in the country, away from this urban environment we're sitting in today. So I'm here, I'm going to be assisted by my wife here tomorrow. She's going to help me with this process. So just very quickly, when we light this up, there is going to be a bit of smoke that blows across. So, and given the way the wind's blowing, it's probably going to blow straight through here. So, if the smoke gets in your eyes or anything starts to come out, just move over out of the way of the smoke. So, from that perspective, so just be careful. We don't want you to breathe in too much that smoke or get it on you. So, very important. So, anyone here go camping? Anyone? No campers. No? Okay, well, so sometimes when we go camping, we go up into the hills. So we go up, maybe up into the Dandenongs, not very far away. We might find us being in a wildfire environment. So we sometimes have start ourselves a little campfire to keep ourselves warm. So what we're doing here is my flight attempt is just lighting up the campfire. And what we're going to simulate here is what happens if you don't put out that campfire properly. So when we, as good campers, we should always put out that fire properly. We need to use water. We don't want to just bury it, because if we just bury that, all the hot coals can stay there for very many days. And if it's a bad day in a couple of days, it could get away from us. So here we go. A little fire started down in the bottom of the valley. Unfortunately, they didn't do very well when they set up their campfire, and they built it too close to some trees in the bush. So now we start to have that bushfire starting, and you're going to see it slowly spread up the hill, slowly. And what happens in fires is fires burn quicker uphill than they do downhill. So our fire's getting bigger and bigger. So a bad day, we have it. So from that perspective, we can see here some people up the top having a look down into the valley, looking at the fire there. We have some firefighters over there. It'll slowly burn away. And one of the things we have to be careful of, like any time especially in summer, is we need to understand what's happening in our environment. So we have this thing called fire danger rating. So the magnets up there, the pamphlets, and that describes how bad or how quickly that fire could develop. And the reason why that's important for you, even if you don't live in the environment, is if you're travelling up there. So if you all of a sudden, if you decide to go up to the Dandenongs on a day of extreme fire danger, that's probably not where I would be, and I'm a firefighter. So from that perspective, so we have to think about the fire danger rating and where we're travelling, and be aware of our surroundings. And sometimes we can use, or those that have got a mobile phone, can use the Quick Emergency app. Will give you information about fire danger ratings and or any fires or any emergency that's happening in the environment. So we have to be aware of this and what's happening. So and being aware of emergencies that are happening around is really important, because what's going to happen, or what we're going to simulate here, is we have our campfire burning away over there. We have our onlookers looking here, and they're suitably posting stuff onto Facebook about, or Instagram about this fire that they can see down in the valley. So, and they go, oh yeah, I can't see anything. It's slowly burning up towards them. Slowly, slowly. But what's happened is that we need to, what we have is an ember has landed over the other side of the hill, and they're all looking that way, and there's another fire started. So ideally, we don't want to look, well, it's all very interesting and stuff, you need to be out of that environment. So if you have an emergency, the best place is not to be there and let us do our jobs by you getting out of the road. So really quickly, all of a sudden, this fire's got quite big. It's just started. It's been burning for quite a while. It's got really, really big. It's getting bigger, and it's probably going to trap those people up on the top of the hill. Goodness. So away we go. You can see the big flames coming up here. It's burning away. The more what we call fuel, or stuff like leaves and twigs and branches and stuff that are lying on the ground, the bigger the fire. So we can see lots of, I put straw here, a lot of straw there, big flames. And what we've done, and it was a question that came up earlier, is, well, if I'm accidentally trapped in this environment because I didn't have time to get out, where should I go? You want to find something with the least amount of what we call fuel, or stuff like leaves and branches and stuff, so a nice big open area, an oval or something like that, to try and shelter in and try and protect yourself. So that's why the fire trucks here aren't on the top of the, they're actually down at the bottom of the valley in a nice clear area, so they're all protected. That's probably where we would be on a big fire like this, because once it's this big compared to those little trucks, we can't put it out in the water. It's just going to, we do some other forms of putting stuff out. You might find a Thames carefully getting those fire trucks out of there before they get scorched. So here we go. Now the fire's really big. It's going to burn up this really quickly up this slide. So just if you're just as that smoke comes out, you might want to maybe move over out of the road from that perspective. Is there any question about that? No? No questions at all. I thought somebody had a question. Yep. It's a good question. So the question was, if you were stuck up the top of the hill, is there a way firefighters can get to you? Probably the answer is the likelihood of us getting to you is low. So that's why we ask people to get out of the environment before it becomes an issue. So hence understanding that fire danger rating, what's going to happen, you want to make sure that you're out of there, it saves us trying to get there. So that's a good question. Yeah. Well, any other questions? Very good.
It's too big for the fire truck.
Thank you for coming today. They'll have to get out of here because it got too big. How to get out of the smoke? Get lower out of the smoke. I'm bloody good there.
So with this especially, is that twist? Yes.
Jan will put some of that fire out for me. Well done, buddy. You might want to move away. It's a bit smoky down here.
And just simulating a... Do I have to refill that one now? I'll probably get this one on the map now. What's the scale? It's about right.